start our 9th practical. Determine the stop band ripple and pass band ripple values. That is our primary requirement experiment's aim. This is the theory part that we have discussed in our lectures and in the previous practical also. I think you are familiar with this diagram. So this is the magnitude response of the Butterworth filter. See, this is the magnitude and this is the frequency. There are three bands: pass band, stop, transition band and stop band, and we are basically interested in these two frequencies and two gains, correct? And this is the reverse plot. See here, 1 upon h upon omega, and this is omega. Okay, attenuation versus dB. So as the frequency increases, attenuation increases. Okay, you know this is from the previous practical. Okay, now we will execute this code. The values are given in the dB form, and now we are converting our dB form into the what? Fraction form. Okay, so after that you will get such type of results. This is given in the dB form and we are converting dB form into the fraction form. So AP is the what? Alpha P or lambda P, that is 0.01. it is in the dB. AS is the 70, again it is in the dB form, so we have to convert dB into the fraction form. So this is our conclusion. Thus we have calculated the pass band and stop band ripple values. So this is the code that I have written here, and now I will execute this code. See here, these are values in the dB form and we have converted the dB into what? The fraction form. So this is the simple practical, simplest practical. Just how many code line you have to write? Only 6. Okay, CLC used to clear the screen. CLC command you can search CLC in Scilab. So for what purpose CLC clears all input and output from the console. See here. Okay, and the next command, that clear command, you can, the analogy is coming from the what? C language. We include hash include conio.h, get ch, that we function always use in the C language. Same is directly available. So CLC clear all the input, and after CLC you cannot use the scroll bar to history, but still, so clear command window, that is the clear in the Scilab. So if you can remove this clear command, then what will happen, that we will see. So basically it is what? The practice form. You can, so I will reset this. After resetting, what I will do, I will again remove this. Now I will remove this clear command and see, we will see what is happening. So still you can remove that clear command. You directly go for the CLC, and if you remove CLC, what will happen, we will see. So again I will remove this, refresh this code. Still you will get the same thing, but it is necessary to include this clear and CLC command, so that while performing the experiment our previous data should be erased. If I want new code, then the previous code should be erased, or it should clear itself automatically. So that's why we have to use CLC and clear command in the Scilab while writing the any kind of program. Okay, so you may use it or may not use it, but still it is advisable that you should use clear and CLC command.